Hello, Adi. This is Vincent Porter, and I truly appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this video. And I'm so excited to be able to, as I stated in my email, to give you something value added that even if we stepped away today and decided not to do any business together, that you would take the information that I provide in this video and be able to use it today. And oh, also, thank you. Thank you for recognizing my no pressure approach type emails. I just don't believe you have to use words like dominate the competition, and so on and so forth to be great in business. I think there's another business model out there, and we can choose to use it. I truly appreciate you recognizing that. Thank you so much. Let me stop yapping and get into exactly what I do. Before I really get into your website here, I'd like to say that I'm going to focus mostly on Google as a search engine because they are the 800-pound gorilla. On average, 60% of the world uses Google as a search engine. So if you can get in and utilize Google's ability as far as your business is concerned, and sprinkle in the other ones, the Yahoos, the Bings, and everything, you are going to be perfect. And I've actually done a little research already, and you're actually already doing so. So, man, kudos for that, man. When I look at your website, the very first thing that I want to do to make sure is to decrease the size here. You'll notice when I do that, what I'm checking for is to make sure that you're mobile friendly. Google will penalize you for that because they state that 50% of new users coming online today are doing so on a mobile device. Your site is mobile ready. I know this because as when I decrease the size, when I tap on here, I see your menu button and all of the information that I was able to get from the page when it was normal size. Also, as I go to scroll down, all of the pictures here are still visible and are proportionate to the size of my window. That means that your website is mobile friendly. Kudos to you and your web designer. Also, as I look at your site, beautiful. I love the pictures. It basically states exactly what it is that you do. The pictures are wonderful. One of the suggestions I would make is, here's what you have to remember. You create a website for the world at large to say what you do and who you are. But you write your website, the words that you choose to put in your website for the search engines, so that when they run their complex, and they are very complex, algorithms to pick up certain words to make sure that the words are corresponding to your niche, or whatever it is that your business is portraying online. They want to make sure they do mirror up. Because, for example, with Google, they want to make sure that when someone goes in and they type in, say, yoga, that they don't get a bunch of sites for trash cans. They want to make sure that it is specific to that niche. And so the more of those words you can sprinkle and you can put into your website, the better. Now, as I scroll down here, you have a lot of information on here. Absolutely wonderful. I would suggest, because normally 1,500 to 2,000 words is usually a good baseline to use. I'd have to say you're not too far from that probably. Probably about 500 more words would do. But they need to be highly targeted, like the hot yoga. More information that you can put in, but they need to be germane, or they need to be exactly what it is that you're talking about. They can't just be hot yoga, refrigerator. I totally lost my thought, but they have to flow. And again, what I'm looking at here is you do a very good job of that. I would just suggest you put a little bit more if you can. For example, take some of your classes here and describe them out on the home page. You can still have this where they can go to it as well, but as much information as Google can pick up on your home page to say yes, they are an authority of that particular subject matter, the better. Also, what I would suggest, okay, as I look up here, you have your information, wonderful. You even have the number where it's clickable. If you can make that a little bit larger, I would. Um, because again, as you start to decrease the size on the mobile devices, that number is going to get smaller as well. Another statistic that Google points out is that users are going to spend between 10 to 15 seconds per site. So you need to get the information from that user as quickly as possible. And if they want to scroll down and look at a little bit more, even better. My suggestion with that would be I created a quick site for a paving company here in Virginia. It's a quick, simple site, but you'll notice I have a form here. It asks for the work desired, project start date, the name, phone number, and email. What you can do is create a small form such as that as well, and just put it right here up top so that as soon as the user gets onto your site, boom, they can put in that information. You know what you can do then is, as far as not work desired, but whatever information that they wanted, like the classes, the schedule, the new to yoga, so any of that information, what you can do is you can put that as one of the pull down information. So once a person clicks on that, you have their name, you have their number, and you have their email address. That does a couple of things. One, now you have a repository of information that even if the person doesn't come that time, if you have a monthly newsletter or anything, now you can start sending them that. You also have the ability to contact them immediately, and you know exactly what it is that they're looking for. They're looking for the schedule, they're looking for a particular class. You already know that. So once you contact that individual or your staff contacts that individual, you already have that information readily available. I also have, as part of one of my packages, something called I am losing my thought now, but it is a software program that it'll do a third thing. Once they click on get free, I have get my free quote, but whatever, if you decide to put a form right here, whatever that button is, as soon as they click, within 20 seconds, it will call you and it will call that user that was on your site, so you have the ability to talk to them right then. They go from a cold to a warm to a hot lead right then. Harvard Business Review did a study that stated if you contact a user within 0 to 5 minutes of them filling out that form, you have a 1,000% chance of actually turning that person into a paying customer. Again, it's not necessarily always about just what the customer, just paying customer. What you're offering here is something so much more. You're offering a lifestyle, and the more people that you can get to see this information, the better. If they are also paying as well, that's good too. But it's much more of a synergistic relationship, not just pay me, but you're offering something as well as they're offering something to you. And the more people you can get and the more eyes on your site, the better. One last thing I want to do is when I go into Google and put in hot yoga Asheville, North Carolina, look who's number one. I tell you, that is impressive. That's why I said, as I did my homework and my due diligence on your company, what you are doing so far is wonderful. Now, if I go into and type yoga Asheville, what I do notice is that you're about 5 down from the top. One of the things that Google states is that 60% of their users will not go past the first page. So anybody that's searching for anything, they're not going to go past this. 30% of the users are going to click on the top organic listing there. So if you can get on the first page, you're golden. If you can get in this spot, you're platinum. if you can also get in the top spot here, which as I go in here, I see that you're in here as well. So again, very well done. But I think there are things that we could do together to get you in this top spot, to get you in the top spots here. Also, not just this top spot. I have techniques that I can use where you would be in this spot, you could be in this spot, going down a little bit, you could be so when someone types in Yoga Asheville, you have 2 to 3, possibly even 4 spots on this first page. If 60% of the users are not going to go past that, oh, that's some prime real estate to have. You know what? I said I was going to keep this between 5 to 10 minutes. I do have some other things that I could talk about, but to be honest with you, it'd be a whole lot of SEO type of jargon, and that's just unnecessary. I would love to speak with you, Adi, if I could, and really discuss any type of more information. If you have any questions of me, I would love to talk with you and just spend a little bit of time. I think your company is wonderful. You're doing a great job. I love to be a part of it. And please just let me know and just shoot me an email. Just let me know if you'd like to talk a little bit further. You take care, and I wish you all the best moving forward.